Hey everyone, so today we are doing an unpacking of a Phyrexia pack here. Now we looks like we got two Phyrexia packs here, so trying to figure out which one we're gonna do. Well, I mean, they got an order. Let's go ahead and do it. So Phyrexia, all will be one. Let's go ahead and unpack it and see what we get for our new cards. All right, we got a wild card over here. Okay, we got this particular card. I'm not even going to try to pronounce what ambulatory. Ambulatory. Okay, fair enough. When ambulatory edifice enters the battlefield, you may play you may pay 2 life. When you do so, creature gets -1/-1 until the end of turn. Wow. Okay, that's actually not too bad. And this is actually black mana, so not the one that I'm known for playing, but definitely get into that. Infectious Inquiry. You draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Each opponent gets a poison counter. Interesting. Interesting. This really and just to clarify too, a poison counter with 10 or more loses the game. That that's pretty good for losing 2 life. So you get 2 life, you get 2 cards, and everyone gets a poison counter, which means that okay, I was going to say it counts up, but then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, it doesn't really say that. So probably a poison counter means I need to play poison deck. But let's see what else we got. Chrome Prawler. Ooh, interesting. And it's a blue. Dabu dee dabu da. But anyway, this one comes with Flash. When a Chrome Crawler enters the battlefield, tap target creature and gain opponent's controls. Oh, interesting. Creature gain. That's a very interesting move right there. So that allows you to go ahead and get some really powerful cards, or not so powerful, or maybe just move them out the way just enough to go ahead and do what you need to do. So very interesting moves right here. Oh yeah, another poison counter one, Blight Belly Rat. When the player dies, proliferate. Proliferate. Okay, proliferate means choose any number of permanent and or players and give each another counter of each kind already there. Okay. So that actually works really good for the poison counter. Oh, I just looked at one above it. It does say poison counter. So it allows you to choose either pointer counter or toxic counter. So very interesting. Very interesting. This might be a good time to go ahead and pick up some, if we're going to play it like a poison style, you might want to go ahead and pick up some dice. So I would say at least a minimum of, or maybe around 3 dice, 3 green dice to go ahead and represent the poison counter. So just saying, I actually might do that. Target creatures get this one's called the Whisper of the Drows. Target creature gets -1/-1 until the end of the turn, and then proliferate, which is the same thing as this, which allows you to go ahead and add in whatever counter, whatever number they have. You could actually go ahead and increase that. That once again, very good. But the problem with both of these actually is that in order to actually do this, you would actually have to wait till something like this comes up. So that's kind of, I mean, not bad, obviously, but just saying. You definitely got to keep all these in your hand in order to play this one. Meb Web Curator. When Meb Curator enters the battlefield, put up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from the graveyard to the top. Ah, that's actually not too bad. I like that. That's not too shabby. Oh, and it's 3/4. That's really not too bad. It's a blue card, so I'm not used to playing blue cards, but not too shabby. In fact, none of these cards I'm really used to playing, but I gotta say, I'm very interested in that poison style deck, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's go ahead and roll out and see what special card we get. Seed Core. Okay, so first of all, it adds generic mana. Okay, you can always use that. Then it says, oh, that's when you tap it. So when you tap it, it'll do that. And then when you also tap it, it says add 1 mana of any color. Wow, that's really good just for tapping. Spend this mana only to cast. Ah, there it is. Phyrexia creature spells. Okay, and then also corrupted. Target 1/1 creatures to get 2/1 until the end of turn. Okay, so it allows you to get mana. Get neutral mana, get mana of any color to cast Phyrexian creatures, and allows you to go ahead and increase the power of any target, any of your targets that you have. As long as it's 1/1, it actually more than doubles the strength of the card. That's not too shabby. I don't like that. Oh, activate only if an opponent has 3 or more poison curators. Ooh. That is rough. That is rough. All right, so that was good. Let's go ahead and open up our second pack here. Okay, our second pack consists of this one here. Long story short, it looks like you give Death Touch and Toxic, so not too shabby. What does Toxic mean? A player dealt combat damage by a creature with Toxic also gets poison counter. To that creature's toxic value. Oh, okay. Interesting. I actually didn't know that. That's actually pretty good. So, a lot of toxic cards in this particular theme here. Scheming Aspirant. Okay. Whenever you proliferate, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Are you kidding me? So every time that my characters, which keep in mind, even in the first card on the first deck alone, I got like 3 cards that can use proliferate. But every time I choose, every time I do proliferate, I actually get life from that. Figure that out. I love it. I love that. Mesmerizing Dose. When a creature, okay, this is a aura spell. Okay, so when this creature enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature, then proliferate. There we go. Each creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap setup. Okay. Nonetheless, still pretty good. And like I said, proliferates, so that's a healing. At this point, it's healing. Here's a common wild card. Another poison counter one. Phyrexia Fall. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker to get a poison counter. Okay. Oh. Interesting. So that is yeah. That means that everyone who I'm playing against, I cast this. Everyone has to go ahead and get a poison counter. That's intense. That's really good. I love it. Getagiant, whatever, raptor. It's a flying creature, so that's good. However, it's a 1/4, so it's got a lot of defense, but very little offense. That's disheartening, but whatever. This creature enters the battlefield with 3 oil containers on it. Remove an oil container from this creature, and this creature gets +1/+1 until the end of the turn. Okay, interesting. Should be. Got a little cold here, but yeah, very interesting here. Last but not least, Whisper of the Drowse. We already had that one. Basically allows you to proliferate, and a target creature gets -1/-1. Not too shabby. And let's see what our special card is for this particular one. Bloated Contaminator. Oh, wow. It gets Trample, Toxic. Wow. Whenever a Bloated Commander deals combat damage to a player, proliferate. Oh, my goodness. So that means that basically I'm going to attack 4/4, mind you. 4/4. And once I attack, your poison counter goes up. Whatever, but yeah. And then on top of that, a player deals combat damage by a creature with toxic also gets poison counters equal to that to that total toxic value. Interesting. I got to read that a little bit more. But yeah, either way, this one is right here. This creature is like the yeah, it's going to get you. It's going to get you. One more time. I almost got the wrong card. All right, so this is the last one we got here. Let's see what we got here. Okay. And I got a watchful something. Watchful something enters the battlefield with an oil container on it. When the watchful whatever dies, draw 4 cards equal to the number of oil containers on it. Okay, so you hold on to those oil containers. It's a 4/4 card. If it dies, it definitely helps no matter what. And it's flying. So, wow, impressive. Veil of Assimilation. Ooh, I like that one. Whenever this card or another artifact enters the battlefield, wow, under your control, target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains vigilance until the end of the turn. Vigilance means attacking doesn't cause any creature. Attacking doesn't cause a creature with vigilance to tap. Okay. Very interesting. That means that when he attacks, he doesn't go into that phase where he can't attack during blocking sake and whatnot. This is a very interesting card. This means that as long as this is here, you can target whoever you want, and yeah, they just increase in power. And then on top of that, they cannot be tapped. That's impressive. Let's see. Rustivine Curator. So let's see here. Pour an oil container on a Rustivine Curator. I swear, if I gotta play these kind of cards outside of this game, I'm definitely gonna go and pick up some oil Curator cards, or at least maybe print some out. I'll probably print some out. Because if I'm not, if they're just kind of tokens, I don't believe in purchasing token cards. That's just, yeah. I'll just put some to the side and just go ahead and just put them on there. So anyway, put an oil container on a Rustivine Curator. Remove an oil container on a Rustivine Curator. Okay. Untap target land. Okay. Fair enough. It's interesting. Thrusting Roots. Okay, this is a sorcery one. A proliferate spell too. Search your card for basic land, reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle it, and then proliferate. Which means that anyone who I'm messing with right now, anyone who's attacking me, I can go ahead. If they already have a poison counter, I can increase their poison counter. That is very, very good actually. I want to really get something that's going to work with this whole proliferate thing. Speaking of proliferate, poison counter for this one. Counter target spells unless the controller plays 2. Okay, interesting. This one's Bring the Ending. Counter target spells unless its controller plays 2. Okay. Okay, I get it now. So basically, you have this out here, and this you can go ahead and use this to go ahead and counter a spell. But in order for them to actually get the spell to go through, they actually have to pay a toll, an additional 2 neutral mana. Not shabby. I like it. Swamp Blade Scamp. This one has haste. It's a Phyrexian beast. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, which is ironically enough the card that we just had prior, put an oil container, or none of these oil containers, on a Sawblade Scamp. I think I probably need to go ahead and look up an oil container, what properties it has. I feel like that's something that might actually be key. And then removing 1 will go ahead. Okay, fair enough. And deal 1 damage to the opponent. Okay, so let's see our special card. The Phyrexian Arena. I've actually seen this one in play. This is one of the most dangerous cards in the entire game, and if I'm not mistaken, could be. But at the beginning, at the beginning of your upkeep, you draw a card and lose 1 life. So basically, this means that at the sake of 1 life, I can go ahead and continuously draw cards, which is not bad. And this one's actually only for me, which basically means that unless I keep healing, I'm going to keep losing life. But I gain 2 cards instead of 1, so it might be good. But anyway, those are my 3 decks. My 3 packs. All right, so we do have a whole bunch of packs that we need to unpack. Ha ha ha. We might just do this one next. I'll probably do this one next. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. You guys have a good night.